Janice Hutton, it's a pleasure to have you on my podcast. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Today we are going to talk about fitness. I know nothing about it, so I'm going to learn from you. But before we jump into today's topic, can you please introduce yourself to those who don't know you? Who is Janice Hutton?
I am Canadian living in Kent, England, and I am an online fitness, nutrition, and mindset coach, working with both individuals and companies as a corporate wellness specialist.
Wow, wow. So how long have you been doing it for?
I've been working in the fitness world for many, many years. My first coaching job was when I was 16 years old back in Canada. And I've coached many different sports, many different teams, different ages since then. And had a 10-year career as a school teacher and then transitioned into being a business owner and entrepreneur after that.
Wow, wow, awesome, awesome, awesome. Fitness. So what's fitness and why do you think it's important to be physically fit?
I think fitness refers to a person's ability to look, feel, and do their best. And I think that each person's why and motivation to be fit varies depending on their circumstances. So for some, it might be being able to have the energy to keep up to their children for years to come. For others, it might be avoiding illness and injury, or for others, it might just be to feel more comfortable and more confident in their own skin.
Wow, 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 awesome. How to get fit?
To get fit, you need to commit the time that you deserve. I think many of us feel really guilty taking time out of our days and prioritizing our own health and well-being. We're so busy in our lives taking care of other people, taking care of our many things to do, that we often become the bottom of our to-do list and the bottom of our list of priorities. So in order to get fit, it doesn't need to be hours every day. It can be as simple as a 5-minute break moving your body. It can be taking a 10-minute walk. It can be fueling your body with some healthier food, or just being conscious of the types of thoughts that you're thinking or allowing to enter your mind, and being kinder to yourself through both movement and the way that you're thinking.
Wow, 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 awesome. So how has fitness impacted your life?
Fitness has played a huge part in my life. I have always been involved in competitive sport. I started competitive swimming when I was 6 years old, and I have competed in running, volleyball, basketball, badminton, paddling, outrigger canoeing, you name it, and I've competed in it and loved it. It's had such an impact on my life. I've learned many life lessons through my involvement in sport and my involvement in coaching. And my goal is to pass on my passion for movement and the impact that movement has had on my life and my mood and well-being, and pass that on to other people to inspire them to move more and feel the best that they can in their own lives.
Wow, wow, that's amazing. And do you have a fitness plan?
Yes, my fitness plan, I often will register for a race a couple of months in the future, and that just gives me a target. It doesn't necessarily, it used to be for time, it used to be for performance. Now it can be just a distance, or it can just be something to give me a goal in the future. And then I can, from having that big goal of completing a specific distance, then I can break down and make smaller steps to help just keep me motivated in the short term. My plan sometimes involves just being kind to myself, and that might involve taking more rest days than normal. It might involve doing yoga and Pilates, or just listening to my bodies and incorporating the types of movement that I think my body is craving and needing to feel my best at that time.
Wow, wow. So your fitness plan allows you to achieve your goals, right? Or meet your targets.
Absolutely. My plan will change depending on what that target is. And I try to set a couple of targets throughout the year so that they are my big vision of what I'm working towards. So this year, back in April, I completed a marathon in Essex, and
Wow.
I'm doing the London Marathon in 4 weeks' time.
Wow, amazing, amazing. So, how to create a personal fitness plan? How do you do that?
I think it's really important for each person to look at what is a realistic plan for them. It's important to look at where they are currently at and what their goals might be. So, a fitness plan will vary for each person. For some people that I work with, it might involve just trying to incorporate some movement into the day and making a habit of movement. So it might involve 15-minute walk one day, 5 minutes of stretching the next day, 15 minutes of strength. And it might be that that's challenging their body and just trying to get some purposeful movement in the day, up to someone who has set a target. Back in April, I set myself a target to get good for age at the marathon, and my plan was completely catered around that. But I
Wow.
personally feel that most people's plans should incorporate some cardio fitness, some strength training, and some stretching to get an overall fitness.
Wow, awesome, awesome. So, you think it's important to have a personal fitness plan?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And that's where I come in. When I created Hutton Health, it was near the beginning of COVID. And one of my changes was creating the Hutton Health app, where I create programs for people that are delivered directly to people's phones through the Hutton Health app. And there's videos of me explaining different sessions. I create a program based on where a person is currently at and what their goals might be. And where it is delivered directly to someone's phone, it can be accessed anytime, anywhere in the world. There's loads of people who the thought of walking into a commercial gym space or that group fitness space just fills them with dread. The thought of being seen in exercise clothing is enough to get them to close the front door and not leave. And they just don't know where to start. And I am really passionate about helping those people start their journey to fitness and to help them with a plan that is realistic for them and based around where ideally they're hoping to get to help them feel better in their body and in their mind.
Wow, wow, awesome, awesome. So, what are the health benefits associated with being physically fit?
There are many health benefits, both physically and mentally. Physical fitness and movement has a direct impact on people's mental health and on their mood. Um, as we age, we know that our body we lose muscle mass, we lose some of that strength. And through movement and that purposeful movement, we're able to keep our bodies moving, avoid illness, avoid injury for a long time. Movement also has a direct impact on our sleep, and we all know how important quality sleep is for
Yeah.
our cognitive functioning as well as the health of our body.
Wow, wow, wow. And what drives you to exercise?
Exercise has had a big impact on my own mental health and my own mood. And for me, exercise is often my me time. That's my quiet time away from a laptop, away from a phone. It gives me the time and space to switch off to the stresses from the outside world and to just think and be in my own head. That's where some of my best inspiration comes from. It's where some of my best problem solving is done. And it's where I can just take a minute to breathe. And to me, that is incredibly valuable. And I know the impact that it's had for me in my life and my business. And I'd love for other people to experience that, the magic that movement can have for them.
Wow, wow, awesome. Now let's talk a bit about music. Do you think music improves workout performance?
I think music can be a great motivator.
Yeah,
Um, it can be a good distraction for people who are, struggle to stay committed to what they're doing or to keep that motivation going. It
yeah,
can be something as simple as, I'm going to run this whole song and
yeah.
then I can walk for a song. Or it can be, if there's a beat to a song, I'm gonna have my foot hit that floor every beat, so it can help get people going that way. It can be incredibly motivating. And I know for me, that's been my savior for many, many miles in a long run, just losing myself to my music. And depending on the type of music, it can be, again, another way for your mental health. You just switch off and enjoy that time, that break away from the stresses of everyday life.
Wow, wow. Most people find it difficult to stay motivated to exercise regularly. So, how to stay motivated to exercise regularly?
I think it's really important that people prioritize it in their schedule. The beginning of the week, I always put it in as if it's a meeting in my day. So that is a non-negotiable that I am going to take that time, whether that is taking 10 minutes to stretch or to do yoga, whether that is going outside for 20 minutes to go for a walk or a run. It is scheduled as a meeting that I commit to. And if something comes up, it's something that I'm really sorry I'm not available at that time. And I don't, as much as I can, I try not to let things take away from that time. It is really important to prioritize that movement. I also think that having that long-term goal where I register for an event, that's saying to me, no, you need to put in the time, you need to put in the consistency so that you can do this. So I view my event as a big goal, and then it helps the motivation to achieve the smaller goals and take those daily steps along the way. I think for people who struggle with motivation and need the added accountability, it's really important to ask for help, reach out, share your goals with a friend, enlist the help of a coach, enlist the help of a personal trainer, but build movement as a habit and learn to enjoy it. Find those things that make you feel really good, that you don't really struggle and dread. I think exercise many people view it as it's an hour-long boot camp, and you struggle to find the time, you struggle to find the motivation because you know it's going to be really hard when you're there, and then you suffer because you ache from working so hard in this boot camp, come out covered in sweat. And I think shifting people's mindset from exercise being this long, hard boot camp style exercise to any purposeful movement that could be just stretching for 3 minutes, that could be grabbing a couple cans of tomato sauce and doing a few strength things.
Yeah.
It's just moving your body in a way that makes it feel good. And I think getting in the habit of moving your body in a purposeful way does have such a positive impact on you that hopefully that helps drive motivation in the future.
Okay. Wow. Awesome. So what types of fitness training would you recommend?
I think it's important especially as we're aging, not you obviously, that we incorporate strength training. Strength training is able to hold off some of those impacts that the aging process does have on our bones and on our muscles and on our skeletal structure. So I think strength training is really important. I would suggest trying to incorporate it 2 to 3 times a week. I think cardio training, if you have a step counter, trying to set yourself that target and just move your body on a regular basis. As I said, it doesn't need to be going out for an hour-long run, just collecting those steps throughout the day. Set yourself a target. If 8,000 is an achievable goal, a manageable goal, that's a great goal, but set it and do that cardio exercise and try to get in your steps and movement each day. And I think it's important that we're stretching and taking that time to slow down and take care of our body in a nice nurturing way as well.
Wow, awesome. So also can walking help you get fit?
Absolutely. Walking is a great place to get started with fitness and with cardio. You can do it anywhere. You don't need expensive equipment. And it's fantastic. You can head out your door and in 10 minutes, you might have made it around the block. You might have made it a little bit further. You could walk to the shop, but that is the perfect place to get started for people.
Wow. Because I love walking.
That's brilliant. I love walking as well.
That's great. And how does exercise help mental health?
Exercise is so important for mental health. Moving our body helps, it stimulates that feel good. If you've ever heard of a runner's high,
Yeah,
get these endorphins. It's that feel good factor that you get after exercising. And for me, I love that. And yeah, I love that feeling that I get after I've been out for any type of activity. It's a beautiful sunny day in England. I headed out for a bike ride this morning. And
oh,
just that,
awesome.
I think I have this cheesy grin the entire time because it just has such a good impact for my mental health. As you move more and you start to feel stronger in your body, that has a direct impact on your confidence and how you feel in your own body and in your skin, which has big impact on the risks that you're willing to take, that the limitations that we place on ourselves. You don't feel you're good enough to do something, might not feel that you have the right appearance, so that you have enough skill. But all this time that you start to feel better in your body, your mind is getting stronger. You build the strength in your mind the same way that you build your strength in your body. So by investing that time in both, and they're so closely correlated, then it's going to have amazing benefits for your life.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Janice, for sharing your knowledge and thoughts on fitness. That was awesome. I learned so much from you.
Thank you for having me.
No problem.